Hi guys, and welcome to the first video back on the channel for over a month. I know I said in the last video I was going to try and be more consistent with the SPFL RTG and other videos as well, but then I ended up coming down with the flu over the festive period, and the festive period is also really busy as well. I am in the recovery stages of the flu, although a little bit stuffed up still, and still a wee bit of a scratchy throat, but I thought it was time and felt as though it was time to get started again on videos. And the first video back after a month is going to be the Scottish Premiership predictions for this weekend's round of fixtures. Of course, we had some midweek games that were very interesting and we'll talk about in this video. However, without further ado, let's get to the first game of the weekend. As you can see in front of you, it's going to be Ross County versus Celtic tomorrow as the midday kickoff. Celtic going up to Dingwall with the chance, after yesterday's set of results, to potentially go 18 clear before Rangers play at the weekend. I think most neutrals and most sides of the divide would probably suggest that no matter what happens in Dingwall tomorrow and what happens for Rangers at home to St Johnstone, the league is pretty much over and done with. I think the only surprise at this point is that Philippe Clement has not lost his job at the time of recording. But getting to the game tomorrow, sorry if there's any Ross County fans watching, but I do believe, despite some positive results for Ross County this season, come the end of the season, I do believe that Ross County will be sitting in 11th place, and I don't think they're going to have enough to deal with Celtic tomorrow. The only impact I could potentially see having on the game is if the pitch isn't in great condition because of the rotten weather that we've been having recently, and Celtic struggle to play their game, and then Ross County can sit in deep and potentially play for the draw. And saying that, earlier in the season, Ross County were the first side to take the lead against Celtic domestically in the league, and also scored in the first half with the penalty that they scored against them. So you never know, but I am going to go for a 3-0 Celtic win in this game. Moving on to Hibs versus Motherwell, really interesting game. Both sides capable of beating each other, I would say, and both sides in relatively good form, although I'd say Hibs are in better form than Motherwell. In fact, I think in the last 6 games, Hibs are the best form side in the country. Nicky Cadden winning Player of the Month as well. Given the fact that it's at Easter Road, I wouldn't be surprised to see this game go either way. In all honesty, I think Motherwell have players like Maswanise and of course Lennon Miller that could hurt Hibs. But I am going to go for a 2... I'll go 2-1. 2-1 Hibs in the end. 2-1 Hibs. Another interesting one, St Mirren versus Dundee United. Dundee United, apart from a couple of blips recently, of course, you know, Celtic at Celtic Park, you can kind of say is a bit of a free hit. The Hearts result was really surprising, has to be said. However, with St Mirren as well, they're a wee bit hot and cold. Of course, they came away with a really good result against Rangers. They came off a battering from Celtic. So it's a tough one. Again, I wouldn't, similar to the previous game, I wouldn't be surprised if this one ended in a draw. I am going to go for a 2-1 win for Dundee United, though. Aberdeen versus Hearts is a very interesting one. Of course, Hearts coming off the back of an impressive win against Dundee United. Aberdeen are just... It's incredible. My video that I'd done earlier in the year for the Scottish Premiership Team of the Season so far included so many Aberdeen players. If I was to make the video now, I don't think I'd include any Aberdeen players with the way they've been playing over the last pretty much 10 games. You can maybe trace it back to potentially the 6-0 hammering in the Scottish League Cup semi-final. However, they did go on to win the next game after that. I think the one that you can maybe trace it back to, gave them a massive confidence knock, was the 3-3 draw with Hibs. And that, in turn, also seemed to be a little bit of a turning point for Hibs' fortunes this season as well. It is at Pittodrie, and both, well, I would say both teams are hot and cold, but Aberdeen's just really cold at the moment. Hearts are definitely hot and cold. I'll go for a draw in this game. I'll say it'll be 1-1 in the end. And on to the final game of the weekend, Rangers versus St Johnstone. If and when Philippe Clement is still in charge, obviously this one isn't an away day, it's been Rangers' away form that's been really killing them this season, despite the fact that they did draw at home to Motherwell this season as well, or sorry, Dundee United. But I would suggest with St Johnstone being comfortably, sorry if there's any St Johnstone fans watching, the worst team in the league this season, and it is in fact a team that Rangers were actually able to beat away relatively recently as well. So with it being at Ibrox, I'd be very, very surprised if Rangers didn't come away with all 3 points in this game, and if they didn't come away with all 3 points, whether it was a draw or forbid a loss. I wouldn't see how Philippe Clement would be able to survive that if he's still in charge, that is, because, you know, being 15 points behind at this stage of the season when you've actually come off the back of beating Celtic as well. So if Celtic had won that game, instead you'd be sitting 18 points behind already. There's a very good chance that they'll be 18 points behind heading into this game because Celtic play the day before as well. And out with, you know, that excellent touch from Hadji yesterday to get the ball through Eggman and then Czerny. There's a very good chance that Rangers would have been going into this game 19 points behind instead. So I am going to go for a 2-0 Rangers win though. And it'll be nothing pretty. I think it's going to be a pretty toxic atmosphere at Ibrox. So if there's anything that St Johnstone can maybe cling on to, it will be that for their sake, they're hoping that they're still in the game 0-0 by maybe I don't even know if 20 minutes is too early to say. If Rangers are starting to misplace passes and they're not ahead by the 20th minute, I think it will start to turn really, really toxic in there. I mean, I'm already seeing stuff online about people not attending the game because of recent results away from home in particular. So we'll see how it pans out, but I do believe it will be a 2-0 win for Rangers. So that wraps up the predictions for tomorrow's games. Just giving you a wee look at the current table. I'm sure you're very well aware of how the table is looking. It could be a big set of weekend fixtures. We could see a little bit of shuffling in the pack within the top 6. Given the way that the weekend's fixtures may pan out. If Motherwell, for example, can get a good result against Hibs, they could go level on points with both Aberdeen and Dundee United, depending on how it pans out. Dundee United could get themselves a wee bit further clear in third place, which, given how Aberdeen started the season, it would have been really not feasible to see Aberdeen as low down as 4th and potentially level on points with 5th by the end of the game weekend. Of course, they do have a game in hand. However, with the form that they've been in, it's not been great. No matter what happens with St Johnstone, of course, they will remain bottom. A good result against Aberdeen for Hearts could see them lift up to above Kilmarnock in the table, depending on how other results go. So it is an important weekend for a lot of clubs in the Premiership. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I am also going to post another wee update video of the RTG since it's been a month since then. That will either go up later today or tomorrow. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys later on.